All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, class. My name is Jawar Siku James. I'm a former aircraft services agent of 5 years. I've worked with and for the United States Air Force, worked with the U.S. Marine Corps, and worked with the U.S. Army. Today, I'm here to walk you through how to fill out one of these. It's a hand-jammed passenger manifest. The importance of this and the relevance to you all is the fact that without a passenger manifest, passengers like yourself who have gone on flights, I'm sure many times before, wouldn't be able to even board the plane ethically without the aircrew assuring that everyone's safety would be accounted for. So without further ado, let's start with the first column here, the passenger name. All right, as you can see in the upper left here, the first column is passenger name. As the name implies, it is simply the full name of any passenger that wishes to board the flight that you are currently setting up today. If you do not have access to the passenger's name, you can clearly just ask the passenger at the front desk right before check-in. This will be required at least an hour before the flight, without the passenger name being not only present but correct in both punctuation and grammar. Passenger could be denied or delayed their flight. So, when putting down the passenger name, a key point to actually remember is that you would actually write it down last name first, first name last, and if they have a middle name, it will simply be their middle initial at the tail end of both the last and first name. Moving on to the next column, we have the ID number / type. ID number / type is simply just the identification number of that individual. If that individual happens to be a military member, you would put down their DoD ID number, which is just their Department of Defense identification number. If they happen to be a civilian, it would actually be your passport number. So it's pretty intuitive once you actually know what it means. Passenger category, that's just any kind of extraneous or extraordinary circumstance. If the passenger is handicapped, pregnant, a distinguished visitor, which means essentially they are of higher class, renowned, generals, commanders, politicians, they would fall under that category. So that is essentially what passenger category means, just extraordinary individuals. If it doesn't apply to that passenger, you simply put NA, not applicable. Moving on to the next section, we have the passenger weight column. Passenger weight column, as the name implies, is just the weight of the passenger. If you don't have the immediate weight of the passenger already in the system, or the passenger themselves don't know what their own weight is, as you've probably seen before at many terminals, and if you work at a terminal or filling this out, you probably have a scale nearby in which you can weigh that passenger to get that information. So, moving on, unit and organization. Lengthy word, but all it just means is whoever that passenger works for, if it's a business trip or a mission for the military. So, for military, it would be their unit or organization. For civilians who happen to work with military, it would be their organization. And if they don't fall into either of those categories, you can simply put NA. Moving on to the next column. Over here, we have the baggage weight. Baggage weight, as the name implies, you can probably already guessed, weight of the baggage that passenger is carrying. If they don't know the weight of their own bags, as many passengers tend to not do, you can simply just weigh it on the scale, just like you'd weigh the passenger on the scale. And that last column over there is the remarks section. Remarks section, as you can clearly see, is just any kind of extra information, anything else that doesn't already fall under passenger category in the previous column we've covered. If there are no remarks to note, you simply put NSTR, which means nothing significant to report. Next, we have our total passengers. As you probably guessed, once you've already recorded all the information of every single passenger, this will be your total number of passengers. And here we have the total passenger weight, which is just be the total of all your passenger weights. And then you have the total baggage weight, which would be the total baggage weight of all your bags. And that will conclude how to fill out a hand-jammed passenger manifest. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Take care.